it up to here with my patience.
Hey there, I'm Victoria Makanjuola, and you're listening to Feel Your Feelings, the podcast where high achievers get real about mental wellness. You feel me? Welcome to season 1, and honey, we're about to get messy.
Gas to the pedal, moving on. Cause I've been on that new vibe, living on an incline.
If you don't already know who Ming An Cybèle Fasquelle is, you need to know her. So I did my British intro like how she does in her videos. She is a French-American composer, producer, arranger, recording artist. If you haven't heard, she's the voice behind my theme song on the show called What They Say.
Don't be surprised when things start going your way. Don't be surprised when all the greatest blessings that you've prayed for, worked for, grinded for, cried over start coming true.
She's got it. All right, Cybèle. I am so excited to have you on Feel Your Feelings. Thank you for being here today. How are you feeling right now in this moment?
I'm so excited to be here. I just love your warm, bright, receptive energy. So I'm ready to do this.
Absolutely. What emotion best describes where you're at in your life right now?
What emotion? I would say freedom. I'm really every day I write and I create. I'm just trying to become more free and liberated in myself, and I'm trying to undo all of the blocks that I've built over the years. And I really do hope in doing that I can bring some of that freedom to others when they listen to my art or watch my videos or whatever it may be. Yeah.
That's a beautiful word. This season is, for me, messy. That's the theme, the core theme of this season, and it's really just trying to get behind what pursuing excellence is really all about. And sometimes that process is messy and it's not as straightforward. And for people that are listening or have just stumbled upon this podcast, guys, this is the artist behind the theme song of my podcast called What They Say. That's the name of the track. And we're going to deep dive into the lyrics and your experience and your process writing that song, which I love and I'm obsessed with. But before we get to that, I want to get into some of the theme of this season and getting into your process as well. So yeah, let's do it. So first of all, let's start at music. I'm a big music lover myself. Music really influences my energy. What song is at the top of your playlist right now?
Oh my God. I was just I don't know that I would say I have one place where maybe I would say I could sometimes I write in the kitchen late at night, very messy sometimes. And then sometimes I write in my car, on my walk, in the shower. And yeah, I mean, I kind of scramble for whatever I have in the moment to capture the idea when it comes. And it's usually just voice memos. And I have so many voice memos that when I press the record button, it takes 10 seconds to start the recording.
Literally.
So I'm hurry up. I have this idea. I need to get it down right now. So, yeah, that's to answer your question. It's definitely messy. I got to clean up my files. So
yeah, for sure. My space, I record in my sister's room. So it's her background, her wall. You see, her name is Chance. So fun fact for people that are visually watching the show. So yeah, I love the lighting right here. And I have a desk and I try to keep this desk as clean as possible because I work best in organized chaos. But yeah, I think I'm trying to get better with being more organized because I have a tendency to be messy. Hi there, how are you feeling? It's me, Victoria, host of the podcast. And when I first started podcasting, I was super scared and nervous about the way I sounded, the way I looked, the way people would receive me. But using Zencastr has been a really helpful way for me to become more confident and express myself as a creator. So with Zencastr, you can record up to 4K quality in video, regardless of your audio and Wi-Fi quality. You can save files in the cloud recording, and you can adjust your audio and noise levels in the sound section. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code Victoria15
and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences that I do for my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. You feel me?
Oh,
A little more. Okay, so I want to dive into what they say.
mhm.
So, what was your thought process behind the song? Like while you were writing it, like what space were you in?
Honestly, I was kind of like fed up with myself and with everything. Um, really, I had a really bad end of semester in the the summer I was writing it, and I kind of felt like I was tolerating things from people and relationships that I shouldn't be. And I feel like I was really not honoring myself by allowing those things to happen. And I was still being drawn in by people and things that were toxic and people that didn't treat me well. And it was kind of, a moment for me when I sat down to write it in New York with my producer Motif and Mary Brown, who's an incredible R&B platinum songwriter, I kind of just was in a point where I was just fed up. You get to a point sometimes in life where you're like, I've had enough with tolerating the bare minimum. I've had enough
Mm-hmm.
crumbs. And
Mm-hmm.
literally, the first line was tired of being complacent. I didn't almost had it up to here with my patience. Like,
Period.
enough is enough. Like, I need to really honor myself, and I need to let go so tightly of, oh, what if he says this, or what if she does that? And it's just like, what do I think? You know,
Exactly.
my opinion matters more than these people who don't really honor me and don't really love me. Like, why am I giving them more headspace than they deserve? And so that's really the space that I wrote What They Say from. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was thinking of, first of all, I listen to that song almost every day. I have it like on
Affirmation.
my YouTube. So it's literally on my YouTube mix, and that's the perfect word. It's an affirmation. Like when you're singing it, I feel so like seen and
Mm,
heard. Like getting being tired of being complacent, basically. Like, so background again, I did an open call for
mhm,
artists, because I felt like with this show I wanted to really pull out a different side of myself than before. Like my process was just like has to be a certain way, but I'm like, this is more of like an open platform. I want this to be a
mhm,
community. And so your track really spoke to me because I felt your vulnerability and like your heart
mhm,
through that track and through that song. It's like, don't really care what people say. Like, focus on you, do you? Because at the end of the day, nobody really, really, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. So don't really focus on what people say too
mhm,
much. So thank you for writing that song. Truly, I want to give you your flowers because if you hadn't, I wouldn't have found it, and it wouldn't have been something that other people can relate
mhm.
to. Which brings me to my next question is, how does it feel knowing that your music, well, this song specifically, is opening conversations about feelings and mental health?
I mean, it's the best thing as an artist to know that something that you made out of a place of needing to feel liberated or needing to relieve pain, that it's doing that for other people too. And I think, also coming from like a Chinese background, therapy and mental health and just like racial minorities in America in general, it's like we're so worried about survival, and we're so worried about like what we have to do to make it through to the end of each day or week. We don't think, oh, how am I feeling? Like, not something that our parents' generation at all reinforced. And I think it's like so important to address, because what you don't let out and when you don't talk about it just becomes suppressed in your body, and it gets manifested in like uglier ways. Coming from the psych student side, I think it's absolutely true. So it feels great to know that it's opening up doors for conversation, because it's the conversations, the difficult conversations that need to be had, really, with everyone and with ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So one of the lines that it's coming back to me because I'm like starstruck that she's in front of me, but like I've been on that new wave, doing it my own way. Like I don't care what they say. Love that. And if you're listening to this, I'm still working on which part that I really want to have be like the intro. But that part I really like the most because there's so many different gems in the song that I'm like, oh, which one should I pull from to make people be like, oh, I want to listen to this podcast. Like this is something that I want to dive into and like feel my feelings too. But that's my favorite part on a personal, on a selfish level. What would you tell an artist who's in their own messy season right now?
Embrace it. Just accept it. And I've been learning that every day. When I try too hard to control things, I just sit down for a moment and I just hear God's voice, and God is like, you need to just let go and trust me, and trust that, like whatever you're feeling right now, all of the bad emotions, you're feeling them for a reason. They're coming up for a reason, and it's because it's something you need to address. And all of the mess you're dealing with, it's part of the journey. I think a lot of times we want things to be like this. We want the path to be like that. No, it's like it's like this. It's like this. We're constantly in flux.
Wavy.
Coming on the new wave.
I got it. Yeah.
Because it's a wave, and the current of life, it's gonna, sometimes the tide is gonna come in, sometimes it's gonna go out, and so we just have to know how to ride that wave and embrace your messiness. A lot of times we just want to avoid the emotion, avoid the mess, avoid the chaos that we feel, but you know what? If it's there for you to face. It's there for you to go through and to understand and just accept it. Because the more you try to resist it, the more you're going to feel that, that inner conflict, and you're going to not feel resolved. So just embrace it and accept it and trust that it's going to lead you to the best possible outcome for yourself. That's what I would say.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like, how do you get to a place of vulnerability in your music? And I was talking about this yesterday with two other podcasters about, vulnerability. That's the name of the game, really. As a podcaster, reaching out to people, you're being vulnerable in that space of like, here's why I think, my platform is a great place for you to be on and vice versa. So what is your process like?
I mean, number one, vulnerability, I think a lot of times we're afraid to be vulnerable because we're too self-conscious. What are they going to think about me? Does this make me look bad? When we shift and we orient the focus towards how can this help other people? How can my truth help other people? What can I do to make other people feel something? It becomes other conscious. We become conscious of the things around us. And I think once you realize that you being vulnerable and you being truthful to yourself is the best way you can help others, I think that's also the first step. Because the vulnerability that we feel makes other people believe in themselves too. I think that's the way that I see it. Yeah.
Real. And that's the perfect example of why I want to speak to specifically artists, authors, and athletes. And when I say artists, I mean people who are musicians, singers, visual artists, actors, even actors, authors, athletes, and artists. Those are the three things that I wanted to be when I was in high school. And while I took a big step back from my show because I was in grad school at USC, and I know you went to Harvard, girl. Like, woo!
Cool. Come on.
Congratulations, class of 2025. But it made me realize that those are the groups of people that I want to talk to, because inherently we're all high achievers. We all like deep down like have just excellence encoded in our DNA. And I know that behind the scenes things are messy. It's not as like, great and easy as people think. And so I needed to hear that from you specifically, because that's these are the types of conversations that I want to have moving forward authentically with artists like yourself. So, to my next question, how has your definition of success as an artist evolved?
Oh, girl, you asking the tough questions. How has my definition of success as an artist evolved? I, I think when I was younger, and I think when every artist is young, a lot of times success is based on like accolades or awards or the approval of others. And you know what? To some extent, I'm not gonna lie. Like those things make you feel good. It feels good to be validated and to feel like your work is resonating. But I would say that the shift has oriented for me in terms of what success looks like. I think it's um, success, I think, is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And the worthy ideal that I think I'm chasing every day and that I'm trying to live in is really to awaken myself constantly and other people to their own light, their own beauty, and their own power and their own purpose. And however many people that may be with any given song, if I have been able to touch somebody through my music, I have succeeded because that is my job. It's to create and to awaken people to the inner beauty that they possess. When Whitney Houston was like, "I believe the children are future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they."
Beauty that possess. Girl, you better sing.
And it really is that. And I sang that
Yeah.
when I was young, and I was like, this song's kind of cheesy, but it's so true. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. And I think, my friend Hannah, who I love, who's an amazing singer and performer, director, writer, she posts all these quotes all the time on Instagram. And one of the quotes that she posted was, the purpose of a lover is the same purpose as an artist. It's to hold up a mirror to the light that you have within. It's to magnify the light that you have. And that quote really hits me because I think it's the purpose of my music. And when I know I'm successful is when I can magnify the light within other people and make them realize that they have that light and that somehow they can use their own light to keep on spreading light around. So that was a very long answer, but
No, as it should be, as it should be. Well, it's well thought out for sure. And for me, my answer is kind of similar, but for my voice, not being afraid to use it, feeling empowered to use it, which is something Meghan Markle said. I forgot the exact quote, but she's like, women need to feel empowered to use their voices. They have a voice, just have to feel empowered to use it. So even if I'm nervous, even if my voice is shaking, like I have it for a reason. And I was listening to one of your YouTube videos, and it's the "Why I Can't Go Back to Harvard" video. And like,
it's the clickbait title for me.
no, I was kind of confused. I was like, "What you mean? Why you can't go back to Harvard?" But you were saying something. You were saying something in that video to the effect of messiness, but faith, about having faith, and how that needs to be like, there has to be something being like your why. Like, why are you doing something? And you mentioned faith in that, and I'm still listening to it. But I thought that's also something that I think is the foundation of what I do. Like when I got up today, I'm like, wait, why am I doing this? Why I have so much energy right now? Because this really isn't how I typically am. But when it comes to like when I put my mind to something, like I'm I'm moving forward. But I feel like my faith is the thing that's pushing me forward.
Mm.
Not just me, because my own energy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I feel like as a creative, you gotta trust in a higher source. Well, I'm not big enough to do it on my own, and I really feel like We are not just, and I think we as humans forget, like, we're not flesh and blood, you know, we are spiritual beings, and we are vessels for creation. And there's a whole pool of energy and ideas that want to be channeled through us, and we just have to be receptive towards it. And whatever mission that we're serving is a bigger mission than ourselves, you know? And that's part of the having faith thing. I think nobody who really truly walks in faith is has an intention to do ill upon others or promote things that are bad for the world. And I think that's also why it's so important to have faith as a creative, because you have to understand that the energy that you're putting out into the world, it holds weight, and it's going to come back to you. And I truly do.
Yes, ma'am.
I really do.
Yes, ma'am. If you could go back and tell your younger creative self one thing, what would it be? This could be like the version of you that was like just getting into music creation.
Absolutely. Um,
Yeah.
First thing I would say is, number one, I'm proud of you for studying great people. I think that's truly the foundation of all great artistry, is you have to study the greats. I don't, you know, you're never to like get up off your high
Mhm.
horse. You know, you have a lot of learning to do. There's a lot of greatness that came before you. Keep studying it.
Who were
Keep
some of your influences? Like who were those greats for you?
So yeah, growing up in China, my mom, she would buy these DVDs from like these these shady corner stores, because we didn't really have like that much access to American entertainment back when I was living there. Um, there's some channels that, you know, were allowed on the waves, but she would buy these like Michael Jackson DVDs and these Madonna DVDs, and some of them were Lady Gaga as well. And but primarily for me it was Michael Jackson. And I just remember specifically watching like the Remember the Time music video, and I was just, it was so cool because it was a movie and it was ancient Egypt. And
The other day, for my birthday, I just pulled up music on YouTube and we
Mhm.
found the You Rock My World music video. My dad and I, we were just listening to it and I'm like, this is a production.
It's a whole movie, it's a whole production. And I was like, that's what I want to do. Look at that, like, and it had romance, and it had comedy, and it had this whole storyline and this plot line, and it had the colors and the cinematography. And I was like, wow. Wow. And it was just foundational for me. And for me, that's kind of been this standard of excellence. And you can tell from an artist like that he's not going to put out anything into the world that he doesn't believe in. And he's going to stand up for what he truly feels and believes in his heart. And he's, you know, and you could tell the craft is there, and he's put in the hours. And it takes a lot of humility, even for, you know, and someone the stature of Michael Jackson, to really just show up and practice and be willing to be messy. Because there is no, you cannot be great if you're not willing to be messy, and if you're not willing to be bad and to fail. Like, it's not, those are things that are foundational for success, not the opposite of it. But going back to the original question, what would I tell myself when I was younger is, you know, create without the intention of getting anything. You know, regardless of whether people like your singing, regardless of whether people applaud you or whether you book that audition or whatever it may be, just sing because you need to express yourself. This is part of your soul, this is part of who you are, and sing to free yourself. And I promise the singing is going to sound, you know, your performance of whatever you're doing is going to be better, and it's going to feel more real to people when you do it from that place, rather than what do I need to do to impress you, what do I need to do to earn you. So yeah, that's what I would say, is just create for the sake of creating, not for anything else. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There's definitely someone that can benefit from what you just shared. So thank you for sharing that. This has been a deep conversation already. Like I really don't even want to wrap it up. I guess moving towards the song again and like what they say, my hope for it is just that people that find this song and people that listen to this
Mhm.
podcast will be able to take away something valuable and feel their feelings, and that it reaches the people that it needs to reach.
Mm.
So that is my hope for it. Thank you for creating this song.
Thank you. Thank you
And
for
yeah,
Thank you for using it as your theme song. I'm deeply honored. I think my light just went. I'm gonna try to
it's okay.
deeply honored, and thank you for having me on this podcast, and thank you for letting me share my message, and what you're doing is great, and I'm so proud of you. And the light went out again, but it's okay.
It's
We
okay.
bring the light, baby. We bring the light. But
So
yeah, thank you so much.
for people that want to connect with you and your music and your journey, like how can they find you and where can they find you?
Absolutely. So my name is Cybele_official_ on Instagram, and then on Spotify it's Cybele, and you'll find all my songs. I have a new song, In Another Life, coming out on August 18th. It's a ballad. It's for all the lovers and the lover girls, lover boys, hopeless romantics out there. So you know what? Tap in.
Period. You're booked and busy, and I also know you're pursuing your master's degree, right? This fall at
At Berkeley,
Berkeley
NYC.
in writing and production and musical
I'm
theater.
writing musical, baby.
Congratulations. Kill it. Kill it. Kill
Thank
it.
you. Oh my,
Proud of
I'm
you.
proud of you, Miss Graduate. Okay, okay.
Period. 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 For those that are listening right now, I have a community voices form that I would love for you to fill out on my Jot forum, and I'll link it somewhere in the description to open up this platform about your messy journey in your pursuit of excellence. So let's have a conversation about it. Thank you, Cybèle, for joining me on Feel Your Feelings. Be sure to follow her, listen to her music, go to her shows, you guys. Period. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here.
Comes to the video not recording. It's so many things that have happened to me. How about that? That's just like, yeah, the whole episode did not record this person, and it's like I only did today. So I think that behind the scene, a lot of people see it like, oh man, I can't believe that happened. So a lot of times.
Making peace with the only, ain't no competition on my mission, I'm the only.